Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today with yet another video. I've been doing a lot of lipstick swatches and decluttering, and this one is actually eyeshadow. I have a lot of single eyeshadows. Yes, so I'm starting to go through them, though I bought these ones recently because this is a very recent release from Terra Moon Cosmetics. Yes, I'm kind of excited, and here's why. I've heard of this company a lot. A lot of people have wonderful things to say about it. And so if I hear enough about a company, I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm going to do it. And so that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm doing a series of me going through all my singles and trying to declutter. Spoiler, I'm not decluttering any of these. No. When they're special like these, which a lot of them are duochromes or super duper chromes, you know, they don't call them that, but they're you know, the chameleon or the really duochromes or shimmers. I'm not usually going to get rid of those unless I really don't like the formula or the color just is like, I just don't do that. So you'll have to wait for other videos to see that happen, because again, that's not happening here. So I've heard about Terra Moon quite a bit, good things all over the place, and so they brought out a new, you know, group of shadows, and they had to do with space, which is kind of cool. So I was like, yeah, I love stuff like that. I like astronomy. I'm gonna do this. And so I did. And so I ended up ordering 9 shadows, and they, you know, it takes a while to process. And part of it is because of COVID. COVID is still slowing things down. They do say that on the website, so you need to know it's gonna take a little while. In normal times, when things aren't so crazy, it takes 10 to 15 days for them to process the order, and that's business days. So they get weekends off, you know, this is fair here. We want to, you know, keep people healthy. People need days off. And then that's not including shipping. So, you know, it's going to take you, you know, I would say a good 3 to 4 weeks probably. To be fair, especially with COVID, maybe a little bit longer. So be patient, because things are happening in the world. Sometimes it's still taking me a long time to get shipments from things or from people that I know. So I did wear every single shadow because I want to make sure that I like how they wear, you know, how they look on the eye. To be fair, I am missing a couple of the photos because for some reason they disappeared because there was a problem with my phone. Technology is awesome. So I'm going to be putting some pictures to the corner so that you can see them. The majority of the ones that I did end up ordering were either duochrome or shimmer, or some of them are in both categories where they're considered duochrome shimmer, which is interesting. But I will say that as I go along. With some of these eye looks, I'm going to be honest, I used other products. I didn't just use the color, so it may be kind of muddled so you can't see it. So what I'm going to do is show swatches. So for those who want to see quickly and then bounce, I'm going to start with swatches, and then I'll talk about them individually. Okay, so I'm going to start with what I'm wearing now. That is Hyperion and Lunar Spectrum, which I have in my eyes. And so to explain it a little bit, I'm also wearing it with another palette. I don't like to just wear it across my eye. I like to add a little dimension just to make it pop a little bit more. So I've been using Nabla side by side with it to just for the mattes. Sometimes I'll use a little shimmer on the inner corner from a different one, but I'll tell you, so the pictures may be a little muddled, but the swatches should clarify what's going on. So I really like this look, and with a lot of these, they are really sparkly, but that's what you want. You want the sparkle. But after I wore them every day in a row, so I was kind of like, I need a break from sparkle, because I tend, my aesthetic tends to be very natural looking, except for lipsticks. I love a bright lipstick. I do. I love them. Like even fuchsia, you give it to me, I love it. But with my eyes, I tend to go very natural. With my blush, my highlighter, I tend to go very natural. I go nuts with the lips and the clothing and accessories and things. That's how I roll. So, you know, that's just me. So I was concerned wearing this, but then when I put it on, I was like, I love this look. I really love this look. You know, once I got the hang of these guys, I was like, great, because for a couple days, I was like, you know, it was a bit much. Not because of the product, because of me, because of my aesthetic. Don't, you know, and I love a good shimmer and things. So this was actually a really nice break. So this is the packaging that they come in, just so you know. Really nice, tells you what it is in the back. You can see the color. They were very well packaged. No casualties in travel. Very well packaged, really well done. So this one is Hyperion, and it's interesting because when you look at it, it is listed as a shimmer, but it does have a little bit of a shift. I don't know if it's picking up when you look at it, but it has like almost like a green shift to it, which is really interesting. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch that here just so you can see what that looks like. There it is on the finger, just absolutely beautiful. Here we go. Yeah, that one's really nice. Woo, I put it a little bit too far to the side, but there you go. That's what it looks like. So yeah, it does. It definitely has like a shift. I'm using my mirror to look at this. So it has like a purple green shift to it, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I love this one, and it works really well. It just clings to the skin beautifully. The formula in all these is really soft, so be careful because they will break easily, but they're just beautiful. And I use this one on the inner corner of my eye, which you can see there. It's really hard to really read on this. I probably should have used it by itself, but this is what it looks like, and it is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. So then the next one was the Lunar Spectrum, and this is what it looks like. Yes, I'm keeping in this because I haven't been able to open up. I'm going to declutter and then put these into a case, but they're being taken care of. So this is Lunar Spectrum. And that's what I'm talking about. This one is listed as, yes, I have notes, as a chameleon. Now, all of these are $8 that I have, except for this one. The chameleons are a lot more expensive at $17, but that's not unreasonable for ones that have a lot of, you know, duochrome going in. So just gonna go ahead and put this on the finger. And that's what I'm talking about. This is just so lovely. I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. Go, just a beautiful shimmer. I absolutely adore it. It just, look at that. It's like blue and orange and pink and lavender. It's just all right there. And that's the type of colors that I absolutely love. I love these. I love these. I love these. I love these because that's what I'm talking about. I like the lighter ones because, like I said, usually with duochromes or, you know, chameleons, people want the dark lid. And I don't like that. I like the lighter. And so this one is just lovely. I feel like it just looks beautiful on the lid. You can look at it on camera. It doesn't do it justice. It doesn't do it justice. You have to see it really in person. But you get an idea looking at it on the arm. And it's just glorious. I will say that these type of formulas really are my favorite. These two probably are my favorite, to be honest. There's probably one other one that is, well, actually, there's a couple. And I will explain why later, but I love these because they just lay down nicely like this, and they're just beautifully milled and just even and just cover the eye beautifully. Okay, so the next eye look that I did was with Chiron and Meteorite. Now, I think Meteorite is listed only as a shimmer. Actually, it's a duo shimmer, while Chiron is a shimmer. And actually, they both look like duochrome shimmers. So I'm, you know, I mean, you can see it. You can see it even looking at the packaging. You can see that there is I don't want to drop these and then they break everywhere. And I'm sad that there's a shift. This one's Meteorite. This one is Chiron. You can kind of see the shift in it. And then again, Meteorite, Chiron. With this, they both look extremely similar. And I didn't realize it because I hadn't swatched them before. They're very similar. They look almost identical. Maybe on the camera it's a little bit different, but they have that yellow kind of pink tone to them that they switch to. So when you look at the eye look to the corner, there's not much of a difference. I basically put the one that I thought was darker in the corner, and that's Meteorite here. I put that not in the corner but towards the middle, and then the other one here it towards the lighter one on the inner, and then I did the inner shadowing a little bit. But then I looked at it and I realized, now seeing these swatches, that there's really not much of a difference. So you're looking, it looks like the same thing. They blend together well because they're basically the same color. And if I had to do it all over again, I would have gone with a different one. This is beautiful. I love colors like this, but I was like, you know. Now these are really nice, but they don't tend to be quite as smooth as the two top ones as far as over the lid. So they are a little bit, I mean, they're seamless here. But when you put them on the eye, it almost looks like the flakes are a little bit bigger and not as smooth as these. It's not bad, but it's just a little bit different. To me, some of the textures are a little bit different, or not as finely milled. There's nothing wrong with that. They're absolutely beautiful. But yeah, they're very similar, as you can see. So if it's between Chiron and Meteorite, take your pick. They both cost the same, but you don't need them both. I didn't need them both, but I will enjoy them anyway because they're just absolutely beautiful. So these are slowly shifting this way. Yay. So this one is really nice. This is Europa, and I really, really like this one. It is just absolutely beautiful. It looks just clear. It's deceptive until you really take a swatch and put it on your arm or your eye, and you see that it goes between like a pink and a yellow with a slight hint of blue almost. It's really, really beautiful. But when you look at it this way, it almost has like a yellow gray. It's very strange, but beautiful. Come on, it's just beautiful. So I actually wore this with this outfit. Now it's kind of hard to see. It looks more pink in that photo, and it does flash pink for sure, but it definitely looks pink in that. I did use a different eyeshadow palette as well with that, but I don't feel like I got what I wanted out of it. I really don't. I feel like there was more. I feel like this photo doesn't do it justice, but it was absolutely beautiful. You can tell it's just gorgeous. So the next photo has Daybreak, and that is right here. It's just absolutely beautiful. This pairs so well with browns. I just love this one, even on its own. It's such a unique color. It really is. So it's kind of a bronze orange, and it is just gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. And I feel like the photos don't really capture it, and that's the thing with, multi-chromes or duochromes. It's really hard to catch on camera unless you take several photos. So I tried to capture them, but I'm hoping that the arm swatches and the swatches, before really capture what you're looking for, because again, really difficult to get. But I feel like with this Daybreak, it's really wearable. Some of these can be a little flashy and very pastel, which is what I wanted. But because of that, if you're in certain situations like work, or you're going somewhere that's a little bit more conservative, you may not want that. But something like Daybreak is really nice. It's a really docile one of these, I feel. It's just very wearable. And so I really like Daybreak. Daybreak actually is one of my favorites because of that. I just feel like that's something that I could wear every day, and I just don't feel like it would draw too much attention. Like some of them do, And that's what you want, right? But I just feel like out of all of them, it's very docile. So you might want to give that a whirl if you're a newbie into this and you're like, I don't feel comfortable with this. You can feel comfortable with it because it's a total winner. The next one I'm going to show is this eye look is Selene, and I also paired it with Meteorite, which was up here. I paired it with Meteorite to create this look, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and that's here. And you can see the shimmer in it. It's interesting because it almost looks green in the picture I'm looking at right here on my screen there. Yeah, and so it almost looks green. But it's interesting because it flashes very blue as well. Again, it's like lavender, yellow. It's really strange. It reads very differently in the picture because different lights pick up different things, but it's almost like a lavender yellow. So I don't quite understand why it looks like that, but it really is the color. It really picks up the lighting that's around it, so maybe that's why. But it's just absolutely beautiful. It's a gorgeous color. Okay, and so with this one is Atlas, and I put out my finger just to show how the consistency is a little bit, it's not flaky, maybe a little bit, but it's just gorgeous when it goes on the eye, so I don't want people thinking that's how it is when it goes on. But that's what it looks like. Now this one's tricky for me, okay? Atlas was tricky for me, and this is one that I was putting off until like the last minute. Okay, you can see the blue shift in it. And I was like, I don't do blue eyeshadow. I just do not. It's actually like a greeny color, but it made me a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie, it is. Yeah, and so I was like putting it to last, putting it to last, putting it to last. And then I used it, and it actually ended up being one of my favorite because it just looks so ethereal. I paired it with Nabla, so I used like a gray in the crease and then used a blue towards the corner, a very gray blue. And I think gray blues are extremely safe, especially with this. It's just because they're more neutral than just being too cool. I mean, they're still cool tone, but they're not like blue, and I think that's what helps things. So I just really loved it with that. It just paired so beautifully, and I know it makes people nervous a lot of time because I don't wear blue a lot, but it just made it so wearable. And okay, and the last one that I wore was Xray, which is right here. Just a beautiful color. Now this one is, there you go, gorgeous. It's another one of those ones that is a little bit leans towards blue, a lot towards blue. As you can see, it's like a blue purple kind of pinky shift. That one is a little bit more tricky, but again, if you use a neutral, you can kind of diffuse it a little bit, even like a pink in the crease, and then maybe a little bit of a neutral brown in the corner to just make it a little docile. Nothing wrong with that, because I'm not gonna lie, it made me a little bit self-conscious just because I don't wear blues. Like there's a few colors that I don't wear, and one of them is blue and one of them is yellow. And the reason I don't wear yellow too often is because it makes me look like I have a bruise, because I am cool tone and it just doesn't work with my coloring. It makes it look like a bruise. So I avoid them as much as possible. And blues, just because I feel like I don't want to look like I'm from an 80s video or something, you know what I mean? I'm sure it was a fabulous decade, but a fabulous decade indeed, but it's just not a look that I aspire towards, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you do, rock it out. And it doesn't mean that everyone who wears blue eyeshadow looks like that. I have seen women pull off blue eyeshadow, and I'm totally envious, because I'm like, how do you do it? They just look gorgeous. Maybe they just wear it confidently and I don't, and that's the difference. But this one is a true blue. But as you can see, it's just lovely. It's like a lovely array, except for the two that look very similar. They're still lovely, but it's just wonderful. So basically, all of these are $8, except for Spectrum, Lunar Spectrum, which actually was the $17. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Lunar Spectrum is absolutely amazing, and it is quite complicated, but I feel like for $8, you don't even need to buy the ones that are 17. I'm encouraging you to if you like them, and I think the darker ones might show up a little bit more, but that's really good. That's a really good price. So that is what I'm going to say about Terra Moon Cosmetics, is that these are extremely well priced. Most places you aren't going to get something like that for that amount of money. And they're decent sized pans. They really are decent sized pans. And it's going to take you a long time to get through these. It really is. So that's what they look like. I don't want it to drop out, but they're a decent sized pan. And what I love about these, whoa, we almost had a casualty. You made it through the US Postal Service, which most things don't. And yet, this is what almost happens to you right here in the safety of my home. Well, I have no table and I'm on the edge of a bed, making it exceptionally fun. So, these are just really well priced. They're just extremely well priced and really great quality. And the thing is, they're gonna last you forever for that size. I would literally, like, you don't have to dig in there. I would dig a little bit with certain ones, you know, and just lightly tap and then go. It's gonna, I mean, you're gonna get so many applications out of this. Just be very, very careful, because again, they're extremely soft, extremely soft. And I think it just comes with the territory when you're dealing with these type of shadows. So you want to put them into a book, into safety. You don't want to carry them around like I have. You don't, but you know, I'm a risk taker. There you go. But put them in a book, keep them somewhere secure, and you can always repress them if there is an accident. You can easily do that, no big deal, and they'll still be absolutely glorious. So again, you know what you're getting into these if you tend to be very docile with your makeup. These can be, you know, very dramatic, extremely dramatic, and which may throw some people off. They're like, I can't do this. You can. You just have to use other shadows to kind of calm them down. You can put them underneath your eye, you know, use them in the corner. But here's the thing with that. I feel for the most part that it's best to use, for me, I used for glitter glue, and it kept them in place. It really did help. The few times that I did not, they did fall across my cheek, and because of the type of product this is, they're hard to get off. So I try to wipe it off, and that just made it cling onto the skin. So it does cling on really well without the glitter glue, but there will be some fallout. There is definitely some fallout because it can be a little bit flaky. When you saw the swatch, a little bit flaky. Once you put it down, it does lay flat, but it helps to have a little bit of, you know, adhesion to it. And so that's going to really help the situation. There was still a little bit of fallout, but not nearly as much. So get the glitter glue, and it's going to last a lot better on you. So as far as wear time, these things don't quit. They just do not. I have oily skin, very oily eyelids, and they stayed put the whole day. I always use a primer, and the glitter glue helped, but even without the glitter glue, these buddies, they were on all day, and I loved it. And maybe the rest of my makeup was coming off, but they were there to stay. Absolutely wonderful. They do warn that some of them can stain. Because I got mostly lighter colors, I didn't worry about staining, and there was no reason to. I didn't have any problems with that. This one just needs a little bit more soap to get off. The second one, Meteorite, just needs a little bit of soap to wipe it off, and then you're good to go. But they're absolutely beautiful. So what do I think of the products? I absolutely love them. I would order them again. I can't wait to order from Terra Moons. I think I've been saying Terra Moon. Apologies, it's Terra Moons. Binky, I know better. I know. So every single time I say it wrong, I'm going to correct it in the video. You'll see. But they're absolutely fantastic. And what you can do is you can pre-order these, and that's usually how it works, is that they have a pre-order option that you get on their email list, and then when they're ready to roll it out, they'll give you time. Then you can go on the website, order. It's very standard for indie brands. A lot of the time, I can't speak for Terra Moons, but a lot of the time they do that so they know how much they have to make. You know, if a color doesn't do as well, you don't want a whole bunch of stock and you never sell it, and then you don't make money. Now, I know a lot of the indie brands don't just do this for a living. They have another job, but it doesn't matter. It's still a lot of work. These people deserve money for what they're doing, for making fantastic fantastic products. They're making fantastic problems because you want to buy all of them and go broke. So there you go. So coffee stat. So yes, they want to make sure that they make a profit. And so we want them to make a profit so that they keep making wonderful products. So that's why. And then it will take a little bit of time, like the 10 to 15 days, a little bit longer with COVID. So be understanding, but it is absolutely worth it. I know a lot of people have spoken highly about this brand, and I just had avoided it for a while, not because they did anything wrong, rather because that I was just buying too many things, way too many things. But they got me this time, and I understand why they are a fan favorite. Terra Moons is just absolutely fantastic and at a wonderful price point, $8. $8. And I love the fact that they have these colors, you know, in light tone, because I don't like, you know, like I said, the duochrome. A lot of them were in like purples and dark greens and things. And for me, that's just something I don't wear. I don't wear that a lot. And so these gentle colors like this, I will wear. I will wear these, and I love them, and I just feel safer in them because that's my aesthetic. And there's nothing wrong with the darker ones, but I have many of them and I never use them. I will use these quite often. So they're great. And they also do have the darker ones as well. So you have some for very fair skin all the way across the board, though I think all these could work with any skin tone. That's what I love too, is they're just going to be gorgeous. They are gorgeous. So I highly recommend Terra Moons, got it, cosmetics. And let me know which ones are your favorite, because I'll probably do another order, even though I shouldn't next time around, and pick up a few different ones, maybe with orange or a little bit more fall tone. And I want to hear which ones are your favorite. Have you used this brand? What are your experiences with it? I would love to hear down below, and give me suggestions of your favorite ones, because I am excited. You know, they also have mattes and other products as well. So I haven't tried those, but they have a lot to offer. So check them out. Yes. And with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.